the robotics race has entered a new and far more controversial phase. For years, engineers focused on industrial arms, warehouse automation, and humanoids that could walk, lift, and sort. But now, attention is shifting towards something far more intimate. Japan has unveiled what many are calling the most human-like female robot ever created, and the implications go far beyond manufacturing or logistics. This is not just a machine built to carry boxes or serve coffee. It is designed to replicate presence, expression, and companionship with a level of realism that blurs emotional boundaries. In advanced laboratories across Tokyo and Osaka, engineers have been refining ultra-soft silicone skin layered over dense networks of micro-actuators that mimic the subtle pull of human facial muscles. Instead of rigid mechanical movements, these robots rely on compact artificial muscle fibers and high-resolution motor arrays that allow smooth blinking, micro-expressions, and natural head tilts. Embedded beneath the surface are pressure sensors capable of detecting touch with remarkable sensitivity. When someone speaks, the robot does not simply respond with pre-programmed phrases. It analyzes tone, rhythm, and facial cues in real time using multimodal AI systems that merge computer vision with speech modeling. Japan's leadership in humanoid robotics is not accidental. For decades, companies like Honda and SoftBank pioneered early humanoid platforms, while universities such as the University of Tokyo pushed research in android science. What is different now is the integration of generative AI models that enable fluid conversation. Instead of scripted responses, these robots generate dialogue dynamically, adapting personality traits and emotional tone depending on the user's interaction history. Over time, the system builds a behavioral profile, remembering preferences, speech patterns, and emotional triggers. The design philosophy behind this new generation is centered on realism. Engineers have studied human biomechanics in detail, mapping how subtle shifts in shoulder posture or eye focus influence perception. The goal is to reduce the mechanical stiffness that traditionally triggers the uncanny valley effect. However, paradoxically, the closer these machines get to human likeness, the more unsettling they can appear. That psychological boundary remains one of the greatest challenges in social robotics. Prototypes demonstrated in controlled environments show the robot maintaining eye contact, responding with delayed blinking that mirrors human timing, and even simulating breathing motions through gentle chest expansion mechanisms. Advanced audio systems allow directional listening, so the robot turns naturally toward the source of a voice. Combined with adaptive learning algorithms, the experience begins to resemble conversation rather than command-response interaction. But the headline that sparked global debate was not the engineering itself. It was the suggestion that these robots could replace real women in certain roles. That phrase alone ignited controversy. Supporters argue that demographic shifts in Japan, including a declining birth rate and increasing social isolation, create demand for alternative forms of companionship. Japan faces one of the fastest aging populations in the world, with a shrinking workforce and rising numbers of single-person households. Social robotics, advocates claim, could provide emotional support, reduce loneliness, and assist elderly citizens in daily routines. Critics see a different risk. When technology begins to simulate human intimacy, it may reshape social expectations in unpredictable ways. A robot that never argues, never ages, and never asserts independent needs could distort perceptions of real relationships. Sociologists warn that reliance on artificial partners might deepen social withdrawal rather than alleviate it. The debate is not merely technical, it is cultural and ethical. Technically, these humanoids represent convergence. Their neural systems run on hybrid architectures, combining local AI chips for low-latency processing with cloud-based models for deeper contextual reasoning. Local processing ensures rapid facial tracking and voice response without noticeable delay. Cloud integration enables complex language generation, emotional inference, and long-term data storage. Privacy remains a central concern, so manufacturers emphasize encrypted local storage and user-controlled data deletion features. The realism extends beyond the face. Engineers have developed articulated spines that allow subtle posture shifts. High-density joint assemblies enable fluid arm gestures, reducing the robotic jerkiness of older humanoids. Skin temperature regulation systems simulate warmth. Even hair implantation techniques mirror cosmetic industry standards to achieve lifelike texture and density. These details matter because human perception is highly sensitive to inconsistencies. From a commercial perspective, early units are expected to carry premium price tags, placing them in the luxury technology segment. Initial buyers may include research institutions, entertainment venues, and high-end private customers. Over time, as manufacturing scales and component costs decrease, broader markets could emerge. Similar cost curves were observed with smartphones and advanced VR systems. It is important to understand that these robots are not autonomous beings with independent consciousness. They operate within constraints defined by software parameters. Emotional expression is algorithmically generated. Yet, as machine learning systems grow more sophisticated, distinguishing between authentic human spontaneity and synthetic response becomes increasingly difficult. When a robot remembers your favorite music, asks about your day, and adjusts its tone to comfort you, the emotional experience can feel real even if its origin is computational. Japan's unveiling signals a shift in the purpose of robotics. Earlier generations focused on strength and precision. Now the emphasis is on empathy simulation. Engineers analyze facial micro-movements frame by frame, training neural networks on vast datasets of human interaction. The robot's gaze is calibrated to avoid prolonged staring that feels intrusive. Smile curvature is adjusted to avoid unnatural symmetry. Speech synthesis models incorporate breath-like pauses and subtle vocal imperfections to increase authenticity. Globally, other countries are watching closely. Robotics companies in South Korea, China, and the United States are accelerating development of companion-oriented humanoids. The integration of large language models with embodied robotics is creating an entirely new product category. Unlike voice assistants confined to speakers or phones, these machines occupy physical space. They move, gesture, and respond within the environment. There are practical applications beyond companionship. In elder care facilities, humanoid assistants could monitor health conditions, remind patients to take medication, and provide social interaction in understaffed environments. In hospitality, they could serve as multilingual hosts. In education, they might assist with tutoring. However, the marketing narrative focusing on replacing women overshadows these broader uses and intensifies ethical scrutiny. The boundary between simulation and authenticity will continue to blur. And as robotics advances, the debate will intensify. If you found this analysis thought-provoking, consider subscribing to the channel for deeper breakdowns of emerging AI and robotics technologies. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you see humanoid companions as a solution to modern isolation or as a step too far? Share this video with someone interested in the future of technology, and stay tuned for our next deep dive into the machines that are quietly reshaping human life.